Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Living in Colorado Springs. I'm Alicia Armendariz, and today I'm going to talk about the cost of living in Colorado Springs. If you have any questions over the information I'm going to go over today, or just in general about the home buying or selling process, feel free to reach out to me. I am a licensed broker here in the state of Colorado and also here in Colorado Springs. And if you just have any questions in general, feel free to reach out to this information here, and I would love to help you out with any of your real estate goals. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you've been looking at moving here from out of state or just moving from another town, I have a lot of people in Denver reaching out to me saying, hey, cost of living in Denver is getting crazy. I want to go a little south of Colorado Springs. Can you help me? Yes. You want to know how much it's going to cost you? Well, here we go. The average home sale price right now in Colorado Springs is $436,000, and that does range. We do have neighborhoods that are still around the $300,000 mark, and we also do have neighborhoods in the $1 million and more. So these are single family homes. These are not condos or townhouses. I'm talking single family homes. I will say that overall, every neighborhood in Colorado Springs has appreciated, and it has appreciated the most over the last year, but definitely in the last 5 years. So no matter where you're going to go, I think that trend is still going to continue, and you're going to gain appreciation rather quickly. Two neighborhoods that I wanted to mention just as an example is Nob Hill and Cordera. So right now, Nob Hill is kind of centrally located in town. It does have a lot of new growth kind of popping up around it, like a new Starbucks, a new grocery store, pretty intersections. It's across like the street. The neighborhood starts across the street from the Olympic Training Center. And about 5 years ago, the homes that were selling in that area were $175,000 on average. And right now, I think they're selling for around $350,000, $370,000. So that's appreciation of 111%. That is awesome. The other neighborhood that I wanted to mention, who has also shown appreciation, but just the least amount in town, is Cordera. Cordera is located on the northeast side of town, kind of on the edge of Black Forest, and home prices right now are around $600,000. About 5 years ago, they were around $400,000, $450,000. Right now, they're on average about $600,000. It's appreciated about 42% in the last 5 years. So a lot slower than Nob Hill, but still showing some growth. And that's because that area is just a lot of new builds. It's still a lot of just emptiness. There's really nothing up there. The builders started building up there about 5 years ago, and when they started building the new homes, they had to build everything. The schools are all new. The grocery stores are new. The intersections are new. The landscaping is new. Very pretty neighborhood, very desired. But that's because it's just everything is new, and therefore with new builds, they don't really appreciate as quickly as other neighborhoods, because the whole neighborhood itself is kind of growing with the home building process. So something to consider. But if you're kind of wondering where your monthly mortgage might stand with these numbers, just to give you an example, let's go with the median sale price that is Colorado Springs right now, and that is that $436,000. So if you put down 20% at the average 3.5% interest, you're going to get a payment of about $2,024, I believe. And those numbers, there's a lot that goes into what you can afford in your mortgage payment. You don't always have to put 20% down now. There are a lot of government assistance programs out there and different lenders that have lending options. So the down payment, like I said, that doesn't have to be 20% anymore. I'm just going with like round numbers. That 20% is that traditional that gets rid of your mortgage insurance. And like I said, depending on your personal finances, doesn't have to be 3.5 interest. You possibly could even get better. I'm just saying on average with those numbers, you're gonna see a mortgage payment of around $2,000 to $22,000. Sorry, $2,000 to $2,200. For a home that's around that $436,000. Man, that was a lot of math, sorry. But that's what you can expect when you're looking to buy. Next, when you are living here and you're set up, your utilities. What are your utilities going to cost you? Well, the good thing about Colorado Springs is that we have one utility company, and they're pretty good about tending to emergencies and having decent rates. If you go on their website, they actually have several options where you can kind of opt in of how you want to be billed, how you want your meter to be read. I've actually played around with those in the past. Depending on where I lived and the time of year, my payment fluctuated just a little, but I like that I had the option to kind of be billed or my meter read the way I felt was more beneficial for my situation. So Colorado Springs Utilities Company does cover your gas, electrical, water, and wastewater. And on average, you're gonna probably spend, let's say you have like a 900 square foot apartment, probably $176 a month versus like you had a 2,000 square foot house. You're probably gonna be around $240 a month for your utility bill. And like I said, that just depends if you like to blast your AC or blast your heat. That's just something to consider though. And the cool thing about Colorado Springs Utilities, they have several different ways to pay. You can pay online, in person, on the phone, or just at their little drop-off boxes, which you can find all over town, in grocery stores, at the gas stations. So it's very easy to get connected and hooked up with Colorado Springs Utilities. It's very easy to pay your bill, and they have lots of options of how you can be billed yourself. They even give homeowner discounts to those who have the energy saving appliances. So just another way that you might be able to save some money. If you are looking for your internet providers here that are really big are Comcast Xfinity and CenturyLink. And depending on how much cable or internet speed you need, you're gonna pay anywhere from $60 a month to about $200 a month. I know that they have even more packages with, you know, crazy speeds and 1,000 channels and whatnot. So you can splurge, but on average, I would say between $60 to $200 a month, depending on the package that you do opt into. Then after that is your transportation. So you're living here, you need to make a living. Maybe you work remote, maybe you need to drive to work. When it comes to transportation, if you don't have a car, you're gonna have kind of a hard time getting around town. Colorado Springs is very spread out, and our public transportation system kind of sucks. We just have bus. I mean, we do have taxis and Ubers, but our busing system is not the greatest. It will get you from point A to point B, but on average, I believe the one-way ticket is like $1.74 right now. The only places in town that we do have parking meters and parking garages is downtown Colorado Springs and in Old City Colorado Springs. And right now, if you want to park in a parking garage downtown, because you possibly work down there or you might live down there, it is $1 an hour or $10 max for the day. 7 days a week downtown, you do have to pay the meter between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. It is $1.50 an hour. They take card or change, and they even just now have the Park Mobile app, which is new. So if you want to go touchless, or you're just out and about running around downtown or in your office and you don't want to run out to your car, you can just get on the app and, you know, pay. That's really cool because this app actually works in some of the mountain towns. I know Telluride, Steamboat, Winter Park, and I believe Breckenridge have it. And it's just really convenient. It's super easy to use. So just something to keep in mind. We don't have any parking garages in Old Colorado City. Those are also meters. So there you go. There's your $1.50 an hour for the meters. But continuing with the car prices and whatnot, gas prices here right now, this is July 2021. I'm gonna say the cheapest gas in town is probably the Costco gas or the loaf and jug gas. Costco is really big here. The gas is probably the cheapest in town. We do have a Sam's Club, and of course we have like Special K and Circle and all the gas stations, but Costco is really big here. I believe overall the Costco gas is the cheapest, and right now it's at $3.57 for unleaded. Loaf and Jug is also really big here because we have a lot of King Soopers grocery stores, and if you shop at King Soopers, the more points you bank up, the more fuel points you get. So it's automatically like 3 cents off the dollar to go to a loaf and jug, and then if you have all these saved up points from all your grocery shopping, it can get up to like $1, even $5 off a gallon. When it comes to entertainment prices, Colorado Springs does have a lot of outdoorsy things that you can do that are free. The hiking, the biking, the exploring. I would definitely take advantage of that because that is all free. But if you're not into outdoors or you get tired of going outdoors because you've seen and done everything, some of the things here that you might want to look into entertainment-wise, movie theaters. On average, it's about $8 a person, and that can change depending if you go to a matinee or an evening show. We do have a lot of movie theaters here that are these kind of sit-down, whole experience gourmet dinner vibe thing. That's kind of pretty cool. You can actually pay, like I said, around $8 a person, but then you get there, you sit down, you get a full menu, and you can order everything from burgers and pizzas and steaks and alcoholic drinks and whatnot, and they all bring it to you. So that can get pretty pricey, but on average, your normal movie theater price is going to be about $8 a person. Other things, kind of like your vices, your favorite vices. Cigarettes here are about $5.58. I'm not a smoker, but I do know that they're constantly going up. It's always on the ballot to be voted on. Should we raise tobacco prices? Colorado pretty much is always like, yes. So cigarettes, they do get pricier every year. I don't smoke, but I do know that they rise, and right now it's around $5.58 for a pack of cigarettes. Beer, depending on where you go, whether it's an upscale restaurant or just a dive bar, you're gonna pay about $4 to $5 for like imported domestic beers. If you go to some of our nightclubs, they're gonna be like $6 to $12, depending. Higher end martinis are gonna be $12 to $14. Along with the nightclub, we don't really have a cover. Some bars have covers for the special events like St. Patty's Day or New Year's Eve, which is like $10. But otherwise, that's about what you're gonna spend on alcohol when you go out and about in town. So with all that being said, what do you need to make to live in Colorado Springs? Well, the salary needed, I'm gonna say, would probably be about $65,000. And that's gonna be not like balling out, not going crazy, but also not like just being a hermit in your house. That's paying your bills and kind of staying at a budget, maybe saving a little bit here and there, and then maybe having like a night out once in a while. But you could live comfortably, and if you stayed within your means, on a single income of $65,000. So I would look into, gauge it with your lifestyle. Like, what do you like to do? What do you like to spend money on? Could Colorado Springs be the place for you, or maybe not? So it's just things to consider when you're looking at, well, I really want to live there. Can I afford it? Can I make that work? Can I make that lifestyle jump to be in Colorado Springs? So that's about what it's going to cost you to buy here, live here, and enjoy being here. So if you had any questions on anything on this list dealing with the cost of living in Colorado Springs, please reach out to me, and I would love to go over it more in depth with you, or just talk to you about the home buying and selling process. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.